spiritual community. I am on here today to tell you that it is indeed us and our energy that is being siphoned. And that is keeping us from being as powerful or living a life of purpose and abundance and joy. And that's the whole reason why we're here. And by spiritual community, the people that I'm talking to are those who, one, if your light has been turned on, if your bit has been flicked, this is for you. If you have recently become aware of yourself or aware of the world or aware of the things that you do, the life you live, the people who are in it, I'm talking to you. If you have ever considered yourself a star seed, I'm talking to you. If you ever noticed that you have a lot of energy and sometimes you get told to do too much, that you do too much, if you ever have been one of those people who are magnetic and you notice how people are automatically drawn to you, if when you're in a good mood, everybody around you is in a good mood, or if when you're in a bad mood, it's like World War III has happened and nobody knows what's going on. They just know not to mess with you. And if they do, they find out why not to. Like if you have big ass energy and you always had, you might be naturally gifted. You might have a particular way of thinking. You might feel within you that there's a purpose that you're meant to do. This is my spiritual community. These are the people who I'm talking to right now. And what is it that is happening? Our energy is being siphoned. And I figured this out because I know that we're all one consciousness, right? And me, when I was in like the world of politics, I watched both big news channels and I realized that it's very insidious how we all have the power to look into the mind of the other, of the opponent, of the people who might not have our best interests at heart. And by tapping into this consciousness, which all of us are privy to, I was able to dig deep and figure out like, what is it that is stopping me? Now I figured out who that enemy was, but the point is, the energy is not being siphoned from those who are not of the spiritual community. Because to be honest, most people who aren't in the spiritual community are already drained, okay? That's why I'm talking to the people who actually are on this path of healing and are ready to make the change, but you notice that things aren't happening the way that they're supposed to, or that you're not yet living in what you know is your purpose. So what is it? Your purpose, your value, what it is that you're supposed to be doing, that is not something that is gonna be taken from you, okay? Woo, y'all. The thing is, we're being distracted, okay? Have to take a deep breath. We are being distracted. It's not necessarily that we are being attacked, because why would someone need to attack us when they can distract us? It is the fact that, let's say, how do you know you're being siphoned? That's what I would like to say. If you are watching people, online and you are being fear-mongered into believing that someone is getting you, you are being distracted. If you don't feel encouraged afterward, if you feel mad, if you feel like putting your energy toward stopping someone else instead of beginning to fulfill your purpose, then you're being siphoned. Another way is, when they say that oppressed people, that's the biggest goal of the oppressor, is to have those people who are already oppressed oppress other people. It is not necessarily that the people who are in your life that have not yet turned on are against you. They are a little bit not aware, okay? This is why we say they're asleep, right? They don't know what's going on. And naturally, they have also been in oppressed situations. So there's a lot of negative energy, a lot of draining energy. And unconsciously sometimes, they will depend on you and your energy. And this is not to say not to interact with everybody, but it is to say to know how much you give and to know how much you invest your energy into what they're going through. Your job is not most likely yet to fix their problems. And then honestly, if you do get into the healing business, your job won't be to fix anyone's problems. It'll be to help them to unlock theirs. And more often than not, that happens by you stepping into what it is your purpose is. And so by being in your light, you inspire them and you like spark their flame as well. But not by putting more into what you don't get out of something else, right? So how do you live a life of purpose and abundance and joy? And those terms, they just seem so like overdone, overcooked, well done. Like it's starting to, but essentially, like you want to live a life where what you do feels meaningful, where you have the freedom of your spirit to enjoy all of the bounty that this world has to offer, and it feels good living the life that you do. So what you want to do is become aware of your energetic levels. If you have done something or been around somebody and you feel tired and not in the way that you ran a race and it was victorious and you feel tired, or you did something that you put a lot of your great energy into and now it's time to rest. If you have done something that doesn't give you the gratification of it being done, if you've interacted with somebody that hasn't added to you, or, like helped you in any way, because let's be real, like but it makes sense to have friends and family and associates that you can collaborate with or that you can learn from, right? If you have been interacting with someone or doing something and it hasn't given back to you, you might be feeling drained. But if you have done something that you're just like, I feel like I could run a fucking marathon, or I feel like I could write that thing or map out that plan or focus on my craft, that is a sign of something that has heightened your energy levels. Another thing is obviously to be nurtured by the people and the things that you do. So what are those activities that do make you feel better once you finish them than you had before? And don't get it confused, like not everyone likes cleaning, but if cleaning helps you to be in an environment that fosters your growth and development, the clarity of your mind, so that way you can do the things you're meant to do, then by all means clean, because that is something that will add to you. If on the flip side, you're around people and they do happen to compliment you, make you feel good. These people have like an abundance of energy themselves and they just naturally pour into you. Make sure that you spend time around them. Make sure that you're learning from them and in a state of collaboration with them, so that way your energy gets poured into and you get topped off. But more than anything, if someone compliments you, please begin to allow yourself to accept that and allow that to be your reality. Like, part of becoming this whole star seed, I don't know why that keeps popping in my head, but part of becoming this divine version of yourself is acknowledging the God that is within you. And when other people do that, do not shy it away by saying, it was nothing, it's just naturally something, if it comes naturally to you, that is okay. You are naturally divine, so accept who you are and how other people see it as well. Don't try to shy away from your own greatness. Because you are divine, there is a part of you that craves and actually deserves to be nurtured, to be honored, to be given some praise, okay? So sit in that. Be okay with your greatness. And another thing is to make sure that you are constantly affirming the reality that you know is yours. If you have had a vision or a feeling, anything that you could see for yourself as far as you and your purpose here and your abilities and your reach on this world, make sure that you actually reaffirm that every fucking day. Like, wait, no, before you go to bed, think about the shit that you want to get excited for. Like, if you know that it tickles you, if you get a high off of being that higher envisioned person, make sure that your ass is, y'all, I'm getting a little, whatever. Make sure that if you are excited and you see yourself living a certain life, remind yourself of that every day. Go to bed with that in your mind, so that way it becomes easily linked into your subconscious. You're replaying that in your day-to-day activities, and you're drawing it closer into your reality, bringing more things that make you feel that purposeful, that being and doing the things that you're supposed to do. Because look, if the things that you are meant for don't get done, then what? Then what? Why, again, would... I'm going to tell y'all the truth. When I thought about having this talk, I was thinking, like, what is it that I could say? And I literally saw an image. If you ever watched, like, Van Helsing, and you saw those little sacks that were like hooked up to all of these different wires, they were his little vampire eggs, but I kind of saw it in reverse in my head, and it was just like, no, your energy is literally being funneled out of you. And it's like, as far as like the whole enemy thing goes, the best thing for an enemy to be is unknown. So if you are somebody and you have something negative you want to do, you don't want to make sure that people know you're doing it so that they can stop you. Literally, like I said, how oppressed people. I don't have to do anything to accomplish my goal. If my goal is to stop you and you actively play a part in it by being distracted, then it's up to you, and I had no part in it. So by not acknowledging what it is that distracts us and figuring out how it happens, we can start to counteract that. But like I said, like your enemy knows, it's on you. And so I'm bringing this to our attention because it's not about what other people are being distracted by. It's the fact that you're focusing more on them than on actually fulfilling what it is you're meant to do. Like, that's not the point. You get what I'm saying? Nobody cares about what you envisioned in your head if you never make it come true. So it's time for you to stop being distracted by what other people are doing or not doing. Stop worrying about everybody's diet. What are you into the world? You know what I'm saying? So focus on you. It isn't until you are that person that what you're actually doing can even touch another person. You get what I'm saying? Like, nobody sees it until your light is on. So if you are busy in your cloud, distracted by what the media put on TV and got people distracted, or by how the person, that group of people, is doing all these bad things to you and your people, like, what are you doing for your people? If you're not focusing on that first, then all that you could be like, then what are you doing? Then what are you doing if you're not doing that? Make sure that you're aware of where your energy is going, because where the attention flows, the energy goes. Are you paying attention to yourself? Are you being mindful of the vision that you have for yourself and your community? Like, what are we doing here? Okay, so that is the point of my message for today. We've got to get focused, and it's time for us to really get to it, okay? So right now, I'm going to let y'all go, but I really just felt it on my heart to say this, and this is me shining my light and getting what I needed to say out too, okay? Because I'm also on mission, and I'm on code now. Hey! Hey! This has been one of the most nerve-wracking things I've done all week, but I am so glad to be supported by the people that I love. And I love you so much. I will talk to you very soon. Peace.